Kevin, no doubt this is a huge game on Friday evening. It sees Tottenham Hotspur host Manchester United, of course. Jose coming up against Ollie. And amazing stat here at the moment is, in terms of BoyleSports customers, 64% are backing Manchester United. They're 11-8, the Red Devils. Spurs, who are at home, 19-10. They've only got 20% of the BoyleSports customers. And the draw here is 5-2. Couple of little stats for you, though. United unbeaten in 11 before the COVID-19 hit. And they've scored before half-time in their last 8 Premier League games. You'd have to say here, this is going to be a tricky one for Jose's men.
Yeah, I think that as well. No wins in 6 for Spurs before COVID as well. So that's another thing. How's Jose going to get those players motivated at the end of the season? That's the way it was looking anyway. The break may be something that Tottenham needed actually to get themselves to regroup and get themselves going again. But Pogba, Rashford, back fit for United now. Martial was in great form prior to the break as well. I'd be looking at Man United here, especially with the way that they've been playing, to put more or to put Jose, their ex-manager, to the sword really here, because I think the way that Spurs were looking, saying prior to that, I don't think they were playing with any sort of real energy. I think they were lacking in different departments. They were conceding a lot of goals under Jose, which was totally unusual for them as well. That was a thing that you're looking at. They have conceded in each of the last 8 games. So you're looking at that, and that's not something you'd associate with Jose's side. So I fancy United, and same with the players that they've got back. It looks like that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to actually let Pogba go and express himself. They're talking about playing as a number 10. So let's see if he can play with that little bit of freedom, a bit of expression, and create and score more goals now for United. I think United will win this. I think United have got too much. And I think the form team and the form will go with United in this one. I think United have way too much for Tottenham, yeah.
And Kevin, just talking about Pogba, look, we all know how good he can be and then how frustrating, I suppose, he can be too. He was brilliant for France when they won the World Cup. There's no doubt he has the talent. Can him and Fernandes play together? As in, if you're looking at the likes of Martial, you're looking at the likes of Rashford, how many of these types of players can you give a free role to before you then become a little bit open? So how do you think Solskjaer is going to manage that?
It's a great point. How is he going to fit those players into the side? I think Marcus Rashford is a little bit more disciplined. He has been over the last few seasons. He was having a great season prior to his injury as well. I mentioned Martial. Martial is very hit and miss. I think if he is having a miss day, you don't necessarily get a lot out of Martial in terms of work rate. So how can he fit them all in? Fernandes is more of an attacking midfielder. He gets goals. He's obviously the player that's on the front foot a lot. So they're going to be heavily reliant on holding midfielders. It's going to be heavily reliant on other midfield players to try and maybe just shore the defence up a little bit and try and keep a little bit more discipline to the side. That's going to be the thing you'll look at with United. But I think personally, within that side, if you give a bit more expression or give a bit more freedom to Pogba, I think he has the quality, he has the ability to seriously go on and be a big hitter for United. But I think he has to show a little bit more discipline for that side as well and be more of a team player.
And Kev, as you said, Spurs not keeping clean sheets. United had shored up the back quite something just before the break. I fancy both teams to score here myself, but I do agree with you. I think United will win. And you look at Mourinho going forward with Spurs. I don't think he's the man to actually bring that club onto the next level. And you look at where Spurs are at the moment. You've got some former players coming out and telling Harry Kane, be very careful. You know, you only get one career. Is it likely that Harry Kane will leave Tottenham if they're not playing Champions League football next season?
Yeah, we seem to have had this conversation more and more over the last 2 or 3 seasons. Will Kane leave? He's constantly said that he wants to go and break Jimmy Greaves' record there at Spurs. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be a club legend. But it looks as though Tottenham are as far away as they have been for a long time of actually winning trophies. That's fair to say. There's a big rebuilding job going on there at Spurs, simply because the new stadium that they've got now, the calibre of players that they're able to attract in terms of wages, that's going to be difficult for them because of the debt that's associated with the club now. So I've said it over the last few seasons. I can see Kane leaving. I can, but he's consistently gone against what many people have said and what I've said. I can't see him going towards his late 20s, staying at Spurs if Spurs are in the same position that they're in right now, because I think you'll have to be looking at him thinking he wants to be winning Champions League. He wants to be putting himself in position to win Premier Leagues. So, yeah, maybe at the end of the season, we may see Tottenham reverting, and we may see Tottenham actually being prepared to sell Harry Kane and Harry Kane being prepared to leave himself.